What's good, YouTube? Freedom Mouth Productions here, and this is my review for Twisted Metal the series. And you know what? Tell you the truth, I really didn't know what to expect from this series, man. I never played the video game like that. I knew about the video game growing up, but I never played it like that. But I have to say, man, the first couple episodes I wasn't sure about it, but I ain't gonna lie, the series was actually pretty good. I finally started really getting into it after like maybe the first two episodes. I was kind of on board. I have to say that the main character is John Doe, played by Anthony Mackie, and I think Anthony Mackie really stood out. I think he was funny. It took a minute for me to get his comedy. His comedy was real weird at first, and I'm not used to seeing Anthony Mackie as like this jokester. But I think he did a good job, and after a while, I kind of got his humor, and I kind of realized where the show was going, because it was kind of goofy, but at the same time, it had they were actually killing people. It was kind of like serious situations. But yeah, man, I think Anthony Mackie was the standout star in this, man, and I think he made the show of what it is, and the whole premise of the show is kind of random. It's kind of weird, post-apocalyptic world, and he meets his character named Raven, played by Neve Campbell, and Neve Campbell gives him his job to where she basically wants him to go to, I think it's called New Chicago. It's located on the other side of the country. She's like in San Francisco somewhere. And he has to pick up a package and bring it back to her in 10 days. And if he brings it back and does it in 10 days, he's able to live in this community that has walls that protects him from all the outsiders and all the, I forgot what they call the little gangsters and stuff. But that's where he meets Quiet and Loud. Quiet and Loud try to rob him, and he runs him off with a gun. And then we kind of follow Quiet's story. Her and her brother, they're like, outsiders. They live outside these walls, and they run across Agent Stone, played by Thomas Hayden Church, and he's like the protagonist. I mean, he's like the villain of the show, and he's the antagonist. And he gets her brother killed, and he lets her go. And so at that moment, she's on this whole revenge trip. She's out to get revenge, and she runs across Anthony Mackie, and them two come together because she tries to rob him, and their whole journey starts. I did not like Quiet at first. Quiet is played by Stephanie Beatrice. I didn't like her at first, but she kind of grew on me, and their whole relationship kind of grew on me. And seeing those two together in the little adventures they go through in 10 days, really, you can actually see the bond between those two characters. And I thought they played off each other pretty good. And then, of course, they have these little adventures. And at some point, they run across, I think this is like the game favorite, everybody's favorite if you played the video game. And I think he's probably the breakout favorite on the show also, too. Sweet Tooth. Okay, now Sweet Tooth is played by Samoa Joe. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But he's voiced by Will Harnett. So Will Harnett's the voice for Sweet Tooth. And Sweet Tooth, it was an alright character. I hear a lot of people was really excited about the character, and a lot of people really like the character from what I'm seeing. He was just alright for me. He was alright for me. I think I think the guy who played him, Samoa Joe, I believe he's a wrestler. I think he does a real good job. And I think Will Harnett did a good job for the voice. So those two played off well with each other. The body actor with the voice actor, I thought was pretty good. And then, of course, Sweet Tooth is like a psychopath with probably supernatural powers, and because the things he do is just not human. But this is like, after they meet Sweet Tooth, this is when we go on this whole adventure where Agent Stone, he's out to get Anthony Mackie's character, who's called the Milkman, because he makes deliveries. And of course, you have Quiet. She wants revenge on him. And then we have another antagonist, I think his name is Preacher, played by Jason Mantzoukas. I'm sorry if I botched that. Terrible with names. Sorry, but he plays the antagonist that runs across Anthony Mackie and Quiet's character too, and he was great. And then another character, which is a car named Evelyn. Evelyn, this car goes through high hell and somehow comes back. But the car does end up getting destroyed at one point. But this is Anthony Mackie's like only family. He looks at this car like family. And I ain't gonna lie, this is the part where the car gets destroyed and they play the flashback when Anthony Mackie first meets the car, when John Doe first meets it as a child, and the car pretty much saves his life, it's his refuge. And it's kind of sad actually. And it just destroys Anthony Mackie. But the car Evelyn, like I don't know who's the stuntman who was driving the car, man, but they got some good action scenes with the car for sure. And then we have like some little stooges too that kind of follow Sweet Tooth. Their name was Stu and Mike, played by Michael Mitchell and Taj Vaughns, and they kind of follow Sweet Tooth around, and they have their little side story with Sweet Tooth throughout the series. But I'm not gonna get into too much details, but yeah, the real villain is still Agent Stone, which he has more than just Quiet after him. We run across these other people on the road who drive these 18-wheelers. They're like a community full of 18-wheelers, and they're being led by, what's her name? I can't think of her name right now. Miranda Watts, I think that's her name, played by Jamie Newman, and she helps Anthony Mackie, John Doe, and Quiet. She helps him along the way, and I don't want. Well, I could just spoil the ending. It doesn't matter. The ending. Anthony Mackie character, John Doe, he brings the package back, and he's accepted into the little community out there in San Francisco where he could be safe that he always dreamed of. But when he gets there, he's not able to bring Quiet with him, so they separate. And while he's there, he realizes that that's not where he wants to be, not without Quiet. And so he wants to leave, but Neve Campbell doesn't want him to leave because, of course, she has alternative motives, and she's really using him for this tournament. It's supposed to be like some kind of big tournament that the best racers around the country are going to have. And the winner of this tournament, you're supposed to get your wish granted, like on some Dragon Ball Z type shit. But you're supposed to get whatever you wish for. This guy's supposed to provide for you. And she wants her driver to represent her community. She wanted to be Anthony Mackie. So all this was a test for that. And at the end, we find out Anthony Mackie, he believed the whole time that he's the lone child. But he actually has a sister. And I think her name is Dollface in the game. She wears a mask. She carries a big gun. She has these Deadpool colors. And she shows up at the end. She runs across Quiet. So I guess she's gonna try to join the race if they get a season 2. But overall, I think Twisted Metal, I believe it was a good show. It really like surprised me. I didn't know what to expect from the show. And to tell you the truth, it just came out of left field because I really never played the game, but I knew of the game. But it's a good show, man, and I think you guys should give it a chance. You should watch it. It starts off weird, but trust me, it grows on you, and it's actually pretty funny. I actually laughed a lot. And yeah, man, Anthony Mackie, I think he's a standout character. But you guys let me know what you think about Twisted Metal. Hopefully there's a season 2. Subscribe to my channel, Freedom Mouth Productions, for more reviews and reactions and whatever else I feel like doing. But man, thank you guys for watching. And until next time, Freedom Mouth Productions, we're out.